Hello everyone, my name is Alex. Welcome to my studio. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 7 of Alex Likes to Knit. This is a video knitting podcast where I just talk about what I've been working on, my plans, goals, stuff like that. I am a little bit more organized than usual today, so I'm excited to get into it and share some projects with y'all. Let's start with some finished objects. I have a few things that I finished in the past few weeks that I'm excited to share with you. Okay, one that is a little bit different. This was sort of a surprise, like exciting little cast on. These are some summer shorty socks, and I'll put in some closer up footage of these so that you can see them, but this yarn, this main color, was a leftover of some hand-dyed yarn that I had. The dyer is Fleur de Stitched. She dyes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is where I'm from. So that was special. This was a gift from my mother-in-law, this yarn, and then I used some leftovers and some solid colors for the heel, toe, and cuff. These are like Cascade and like Knit Pick Stroll are usually the two places that I get solid colors from. So I just kind of picked some kind of fun, fresh colors, and I did the two different toes, which I think came out really cute. These fit really well. I'm really happy with them. I think I still need to set up a projects page for these. I just finished them so fast because they're shorties and I was just taking them everywhere for a few days, and they just came together really quick. And I am ready to wear them. Now, that one I had not even thought about whenever I was talking about works in progress and stuff last week, but what I did talk about a lot last time was these hats that I've been making. And let me tell you, I have actually made some successful hats, which I'm really excited about. Let me show you the ones I was working on last time. Okay, this is two finished objects. So I was working on both of these last time, and let me show you, they really do fit, which is awesome. And I took some nice finished object pictures and put them on my Instagram. If you're interested, I started a new Instagram that's just for my knitting called Alex Likes to Knit. So follow me there if you're interested in all this knitting stuff. I started a few weeks ago and I wasn't sure if I would actually like keep up with it, but I'm really enjoying it, so I think I'm gonna stick with it and try and post like a lot about my knitting there on Instagram, and just keep my Alex H Chapel Instagram for more of my art and my personal stuff. Then I can use my knitting Instagram for like trying to post every single finished object and entering giveaways and talking about yarn and like all of that stuff that's really like more niche. So if you're watching this, you might be interested in that too, but I'll put up the finished object photos that I took of these. But look how good this hat fits me. Okay, the only weird thing about this one is it has these little points at the top because I kind of fudged the decreases of this one, but the fit is so good. It still has more stretch, comes over my ears, so this is awesome. This yarn is from Apocalypse Fiber Co. It's a DK weight. It's either 100% superwash wool or a wool nylon blend, one of those two. And this colorway is called Northern Lights. And this is it's such a crazy color, but I actually like it. I think that I will wear this whenever it gets colder. I wear a lot of like black t-shirts, like stuff like this, like kind of boring colors, but I think that this being my pop-up color, like because of the colors, like I don't know, I think I will wear this, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. Also, since the top is funny, it makes me not really want to gift it, but I think that I will wear this one, so I'm gonna hold on to it. And then this is the other one that I finished. Yay, this one is even softer and warmer than that one. this yarn, it's two yarns held together. So the lighter color is Miss Babs Kira or Kyra, is a sport weight 100% superwash wool, and then the darker one is Cascade. It's like a Cascade DK that is 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, and they're both just like super buttery soft. And holding them together to give it the like marl gives it some depth, but it's still a really nice bright hat. The pattern I used is a worsted weight pattern, and I got a good worsted weight gauge holding the DK and sport together. The sport is a pretty like light sport, it like looks like a fingering. But holding these together, I used size 6 needles, I want to say. I think so. I think the pattern either calls for 7 or 8, but I'm finding that I need to go down on my needle sizes to get gauge for most projects. But this pattern is called the Back to Basics hat by Wally Dream, and this is like my go-to hat pattern now. I really like how this came out, how it fits, and I think that this will fit other people really well too. It's super warm and cozy. It came together so quick since it's worsted weight. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for doing some more gift knits for some other people, and I am going to hold on to this one to give this one to someone for Christmas. I don't want to say who. But I have some ideas for some different people that I think would be nice to do hats for Christmas, so I'm going to hold on to this one for that. And is that all my finished objects? Oh, no. I actually have another hat that I finished. I put this one, I'm trying to keep my projects like actually kind of organized into project bags. I think that will help me. So many people do it and it works for them, so I should try to do it. So these are in a bag, actually, that my aunt knitted for me. I don't know what pattern she used, but my aunt knitted this for me and gave it to me for Christmas, which is so sweet because, you know, as a knitter, like you really know like how long something takes, and like I don't know what kind of like yarn she used and stuff, but it's a super like soft, nice fiber. And I don't use this enough. I want to use it more. So I think using it as a project bag will be fun, especially whenever it doesn't have needles in it or it doesn't have like small needles in it, because obviously the needles will poke through. But I put all my stuff for this hat in here so I could show you and keep everything together. So this one also just came together so quick because there was so much stockinette, and I just kind of carried it around with me for a few days and just finished it in like probably a week. You may recognize it. This is the Oslo Hat Mohair edition by Petite Knit. And I was drawn to this just because I knew that it was made for mohair, and I've been wanting to do a mohair hat. I've never used mohair for anything. This is my first ball of mohair I've ever purchased, first mohair object I've ever made. Let me show you the yarn. I'll just keep wearing this for now. This is kind of a special yarn because I purchased this for myself when I was in Austin to go visit a friend. Austin's about an hour away from here, so I get there every now and then, but not too often. I gave myself a $50 budget to buy myself some nice yarn for a project, and this is what I decided on, was this yarn combination. These are the leftovers that I have too. So I used a dark variegated main color. This is sort of a sock yarn, and then a silk mohair. So this dark color, I'll get some closer up footage or a photo of this color so you can see it, because it has some really pretty variegation and like little changes in it that are subtle, which I really, really like. And this one is from Barker Wool is the company. The base is called Fern. It's an 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon fingering yarn, and the color is called Boro. So it's black but has like some areas that are more blue and gray, and this is just like the perfect sort of like hand-dyed color for me because I don't like a lot of color, but I love like the artistry and the texture that you can get with hand dyeing yarn like this. So I just really fell in love with this color, and I thought it would be so fun to pair it with a blue mohair to kind of bring out the cool tones and add to the like marled texture, like depth of it. This mohair that I picked out, I was really just going for like a color that would bring out the cool tones in that. This is Barocco Ariel. Ariel. It's 65% mohair, 35% silk lace weight. So that is my yarn combination, and then how it came together for my hat. And this hat is definitely very, very warm because it has a lot of layers. So you have like the main part of the hat is one layer. Take this off, I'll show you. And then the brim is folded up to be double thick. So then whenever you fold this up, then over your ears, you have 3 layers of the fabric, and the mohair is extra like fuzzy and warm and insulating. So I think I'll definitely use this like whenever it's actually super cold, like in like January here, but also if we go on any like trips to somewhere where it's actually cold and snowy, this will be perfect for that. And I also feel like the mohair makes it feel fancier, which I kind of like having one hat that is a little bit fancier. Like the ribbed like beanie is a very like everyday look, like cool with a t-shirt and jeans or whatever, but I feel like this would be nice with like a coat or like just like a prettier, like fancier, elevated like outfit. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this, and I really do like this pattern because it does kind of have that fancier feel. I don't know if I would make another one, but like the top, like the decreases on the top are so nice and neat looking. That was really interesting to see how that was designed, and yeah, it's just such a like well thought out, nicely finished pattern. So I'm really, really happy with this finished object. Okay, that is all of the finished objects. So I have 2 works in progress to show you, and then I have 2 different projects that are plans, which are actually for gift knits. So I'm gonna do those at the end. But these 2 works in progress are things that I am just making for myself. So let me show you what I'm getting up to. Okay, so the first one is a hat, since I've been talking about hats for a little while. And basically, this is a little yellow marled hat, and I'm basically just replicating this one with different colors. And this is actually the same 2 yarn bases, so I know that it will work. And I took notes on my stitch and row counts and everything for that, and I'm using the same needles. Yeah, it is a US 6, can confirm. So these are the 2 same yarn bases. I got these, like I got this one with that other light blue one, and I got this one with the dark blue. This is a Cascade DK merino nylon, and then this one is Miss Babs Kyra. And I thought that these would look nice held together to do a yellow marl, and I am really enjoying how the marl is coming out. It's really cute. I started this one and then kind of put it down. I kind of got distracted by my socks and everything that I've been working on, but I'm definitely enjoying this, and this is going to kind of go in with the gift knits. So I'll have these 2, and then I have some other ideas for other hats, which I talked about some on the last one, so I'm not gonna get into all my plans for my hat gift knitting. But this is kind of part of that little adventure, and I wanted to show it. Okay, my next work in progress is a sock project. I was really happy with how my summer shorty socks came out. I'm definitely really interested in making shorty socks right now because it is so hot here, and I don't mind wearing wool socks whenever it's warm, but the tall ones are just too much. So I do find myself pulling commercial socks instead of my hand knit socks during the summer. So I want to do some experimenting to see if I can kind of build a better hand knit shorty sock. This is just going back to my finished objects. For this, what I did was in the cuff, I have probably 15 rounds, and I did about 10 rounds on the leg. And this does, like, it fits my foot, but I just don't think that it really has the strength to really stay up well. And I do these with only 56 stitches, like they're definitely snug enough, but I just, I need something more to really hold it up. And I have tried before the everyday socks. I can't think of the designer. I'll have to put it up on the screen. But the everyday socks have a like tab in the back, and they're super short sock, and then you fold over the top to create a really sturdy cuff. And that worked pretty well for me, but I think I can do even better. So here is what I came up with, and I'm kind of testing this idea that I had. So I'll show you this yarn that I'm using. This is a leftover, the Cascade Heritage sock yarn. I rewound it into a small cake. I love this like heather gray, and I had some left, so I was like, that'll be perfect to make shorties. And so I got started on this. And what I did was I actually knit the cuff. I cast it on 56 stitches, and then I knitted 10 rounds in stockinette. And then I actually inserted a piece of elastic and then folded over the cuff. So it's a fold over hem with a piece of fold over elastic sewn into it. So kind of use this for reference as I like kind of try them out and see how this works, because I think this idea will work, but I might need to make adjustments to the kind of elastic or the length, stuff like that. I was kind of playing with the elastic and putting it around my ankle to make sure that it wouldn't be too tight. I'm not sure. But for my foot, what I decided to try first, so I used about 8 1/4 inches of fold over elastic. I overlapped that by about 1/2 inch and sewed that down, just hand sewing it to make a loop. And then I put it in the spot where I was going to fold it in, tacked it down on 2 sides just with some sewing thread, and then folded this in and knitted it down to keep everything in place. So it definitely feels tighter than it did whenever it was just the elastic, but I think that it'll still work. I can definitely, like, I can put this on my foot and it doesn't feel too tight or anything. So I think this might work. We'll see once I finish really how it fits and how it stays. The real test is going to be actually wearing them, like with shoes, and seeing if they stay up and how they feel and if they're comfortable for a long period of time. But yeah, another thing that I'm doing with this sock, because I'm using this leftover yarn, I thought it would be fun to use some scraps that I have. So something that I did a while ago, I received some yarn from Bethany. Her YouTube is The Wandering Pearl. And she sent me some like sock yarn scraps. I was really interested in making some scrappy socks like months ago, and I just don't have a lot of fun scraps because I don't really buy that much yarn. But she was so generous to send me like a big bag of sock scraps of all these really pretty hand-dyed colors and everything. And with some of them that I really liked, I actually took the little ball and split it into 2. So like here's an example. I had this light purple in a little ball, and I split it up into 2 balls by yardage. I took that bigger ball and I was unraveling it and like wrapping it around like the top of a box and counting like how many wraps I got. So let's say I did the wraps and I got like 40, then I would unwind 20 of them, wind it into a ball, cut it, and then wind the rest. So these are going to be about even yardage. And I did that for some of the like semi-solid ones that I really liked. Okay, for the last two projects, these are actually gift knits. So let me just say, if you are part of my immediate family, get out of here, because I'm knitting something for you and you can't see it. So bye, Mom, Dad, Andy, Abby. Thanks for watching. Get out of here. I am super excited about these projects. Okay, I think they're gone now. So I'm super excited about both of these projects. What we're going to be talking about is a birthday project for my sister Andy, and then a Christmas present for my parents. And these are both a little bit of larger projects that I'm really excited about. Let's talk about Andy's birthday present first. I was so good and responsible and swatched. I did 2 swatches for this. That is crazy. Let me show you the yarn. So we've got quite a bit. Look at it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna need to get some footage of this to put over this. But I have these 6 colors. And this yarn is from Knit Picks. It is Swish worsted. So it's a 100% superwash merino yarn. And the pattern that I'm going to be doing is called Kreuzberg. It's something like that. I'll put it up here. And I'm definitely inspired by the sample photo and the stripes that they made and kind of the vibe of the colors that they used. I saw that and I thought Andy would love that. I was texting her like a week or 2 ago. I was actually texting her because I was planning for this other project that I'm starting for my parents. And I was like, wait, you have a birthday coming up. Like, is there anything knitted that you want or need? And she was like, oh, it doesn't matter, like whatever you think, but I don't know, I've been kind of thinking maybe I need a sweater vest. And I was like, yes, you do need a sweater vest. That is genius. I was like, that will be so cute. It's not like a huge project, like a whole sweater, but I think that will be like so fun, a really nice piece that she can really keep for a long time. But we can do some fun colors. Like, I don't know, I was like so excited. And then I saw this sample photo and I was like, that is what Andy needs. So looking at yarn, I figured since I need to get a bunch of different colors, Knit Picks was definitely going to be the best option. I ordered 7 different colors, but I'm actually going to go with 6 because I also ordered this navy. So this is my swatch that I started off with. I did this swatch back and forth so I can get an idea of the gauge, but then I was in a Zoom call with Nitty Natty for her membership, and she was talking about the importance of swatching in the round, and she convinced me then and there to start an in the round swatch. And she also mentioned that if you're going to do something that's striped or that's multiple colors, to do a swatch where you use those colors so you can figure out the order. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what order I'm gonna do, so let me kind of make a decision. So I kind of lined them up and then did my swatch in that order, so that I can make sure that I liked it. So this is my colorful in the round striped swatch, and I do think I'm going to do this like thickness for the vest, and I might start with the light green at the top. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then it'll only have like maybe 2.5, 3 like repeats of the stripe pattern. And then I have this neutral like medium gray. I got an extra ball of this one, so I think I'm gonna do the neck armholes and the ribbing at the bottom in this gray. So yeah, I haven't casted this on. I knitted these swatches a few days ago, and I actually washed and blocked my swatches because I'm so responsible, and I'm really proud of myself. I think Knitty Natty would be proud. So that's where I'm at with that. That's all I got, but I'm really excited, so I had to share. The last work in progress, let me show you. This is a big one. I have embarked on a blanket knitting journey. I don't think you can see all of this. Maybe you can. This is a blanket that I am knitting for my parents. And yeah, it's gonna take a while, but not as long as I thought, actually. Like, I finished this in like a day or two. Like, I haven't spent a lot of time on it yet, and I have a little chunk done. I really, like, I saw this pattern. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I really think that they would like that. And then I was kind of looking at colors for Knit Picks yarn, again, because I need so much of it. I was like, and then also I thought, if I do an acrylic yarn, they can actually wash and dry it, and it really will last for them for something that they can use a lot. So I found, this is a bulky weight pattern, and this yarn is Knit Picks Brava Bulky. It's just 100% premium acrylic. And I thought they would like this dark green color. But I needed to get like 16 balls of this yarn, and I had to get a new needle. This is a size 10.5 needles, and I have an interchangeable set that goes up to size 8, which works really well for me for garments and everything. But I thought, let me just get a Knit Picks needle, interchangeable needle, and a really long cord, so that it'll just be my needle for this project, or if I do another blanket, I can use it again. But looking at, ordering all this stuff, it was just a really big investment for something that I wasn't sure if I was really gonna enjoy the process or really be able to tackle. I think, like, if I started working on this for Christmas and like wasn't able to finish, and like, I think that would be frustrating and I wouldn't want to finish it. So I was like, let me get my tools. So I ordered the cord and the needles, and I got 2 balls of this yarn. So I thought that would be nice to get the 2 balls, make sure I like working with it, make sure I understand and enjoy the pattern, and that this is actually seeming like a feasible thing. Because what I'm doing actually is the pattern that I'm using, I forgot to mention, is a free download from Ravelry called the Comfort Knit Pet Blanket. And they use this yarn as the recommended yarn, and this needle, but they're small blankets because they're like made for pets. And I was like, I want it to be more of a full like throw size. So I'm actually doing about like the medium size times 2. So really times 4, because I want it to be like twice as long and twice as wide. So this is going to be a pretty big throw blanket. And I figured I would get started with my 2 balls, and then if I'm liking it, I'll order the rest of the yarn that I need for the project. And what I'm seeing now is that this will tell me like exactly how much yarn I need for the rest of the project, which will be nice because I don't know what I would do with a bunch of leftover like acrylic bulky yarn. So that'll be nice to be able to get really just the right amount. So to start this, I made a swatch. Wanted to make sure that I understood the pattern repeat and that the gauge was looking right, because if it was going to come out really big or something, I wouldn't want to like just like start knitting and then realize that the blanket was going to be like way too large. Let me show you my swatch that I made. I'll grab it. This is the swatch that I made. Isn't that so nice? It's a basket weave pattern. So you can see that now. Um, so it's just knits and purls. It's like an 8-row repeat, but really it's kind of like a 4-row repeat because you do 4 rows and then you should shift it. So pretty easy. Now that I have this like established on this and I can see it, like, sorry, this is the front. It does have a right side and a wrong side, but I think that's fine for a blanket. But now that I have this established, I don't need to look at my pattern or anything. I have the I'm doing a little bit of a larger border since I'm doing a larger blanket, and I marked off where the end of my border is, and then I start my pattern repeat. And since I made such a large swatch, I thought it would be nice to, what I did was I started the bottom border, right? And it actually ended right where I was starting the actual pattern repeats. So like with the leftover yarn from this, because this used like a little chunk of my skein, I made the border, and then I started a new ball. These come in like wound up like balls that you can like pull from the inside or the outside, but I just recake them because this is easier for me because it stays put and then I can pull out the top of it. Did the same with all of these. I didn't need to do this. I was just being extra because that makes it easier for me. Anyway, I can see exactly how far one ball of yarn will get me because I can measure from the beginning of my stitch pattern to wherever this ball ends. And then I can lay this on the ground, measure it, and decide what I want my finished measurements to be and order my yarn based on that. So I want to try to get through this first ball of yarn as quickly as I can. That way I can measure it, make a decision about how many balls of yarn I need, and order it. While I'm waiting for that yarn, I have lots of other things, you know, that I can work on. So that is the work in progress. Comfort knit pet blanket. And that is about it. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of knitting and I'm really loving it. I was kind of missing not having a garment on the needles, so I'm really excited to be starting the little bit of bigger projects and having a lot of fun with it. I'm starting to do more planning for gift knitting, as well as thinking about what I really want to wear. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 7. I can't believe I've done 7 episodes already. That's so awesome. But thanks so much for being here, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.